Welcome to the third class of SOM 6114, that is Sociology of Religion. Though many of you have left the class, I will continue to say it so that you can go through it yourself whenever convenient for you. Today is a revision of the lecture 1 and lecture 2 series of block 1 and block 2. I hope you go through it, whatever was discussed. And today, let us try to look into how we have started sociology of religion, the paper 1, and then we will go through towards sociology of religion, the block 2. So let us see in terms of the one, that is block 1. Here today you'll able to understand in terms of the religion and its impact, the unit 1 meaning and nature of religion, the unit 2 characteristic of religion, unit 3 sacred and profane, and unit 4 religion and emotion, religion and rationality. Let us try to understand through the meaning and nature of religion. The nature and the definition of religion is very flexible. It have a various definition of it, like Durkheim talks about in terms of how humans make sense in terms of moral values and the universe around them. Like in terms of the nature, that it is universal yet diverse. In terms of the scope, personal spirituality, and institutional dogma. In terms of the core characteristics, what the religion believes, it is the beliefs and doctrine. And in terms of the sacred texts and scriptures, in terms of the rituals and worship. So the core characteristics of religions have been always in terms of the beliefs and the doctrines. The sacred texts, whether we talk about in terms of Christianity, the Holy Bible, in terms of the Muslim, the Quran, in terms of the Hindus, in terms of Bhagavad Gita or the Veds. So these are the main elements in terms of when we talk in terms of religion. Whether we talk about in terms of rituals and worship, we talk about in terms of prayers and ceremonies. When we talk in terms of community and symbolism, the artifacts, the myths, the stories, which is very always have been important, and the sacred and the profane as well. Like in terms of the sacred means which are the things which set apart and which set apart and forbidden, which inspire awe, respect, and reverence. Which inspires awe, respect, and reverence. It is protected by rituals and taboos, temples and shrines, holy books, and so the profane is in terms of the mundane aspects which have involved in terms of the business. The religion and emotion, where it talks as an emotional script dictating what to feel, guilt, joy. Whether it talks about in terms of awe and the solidarity, how they have the collective understanding of it. When we talk about in terms of the religion and rationality, we talk about in terms of the evolutionary perspective as well. So Comte and Hegel talks about how history have been viewed through the religious aspect of metaphysical and finally to the positive scientific aids. And when we talk about in terms of the religion and emotions, we talk about the regulations, the coping, or the solidarity and cultivation. So it acts as an emotional script dictating what to feel, guilt, joy, and when. And it provides a comfort in the face of suffering and death. It provides the solidarity, the shared emotional energy, collective strengthening bonds, and cultivation of it. It encourages positive moral emotions like compassion and think. So religion, it does not only brings with emotions. What Comte and Hegel tried to talk about was how from the theoretical religious aids go to the metaphysicals, the rationality of it, the philosophical side of it, how it have comes into this scientific states. Like Thomas Aquinas argues the faith in terms of that how it establishes truth. So the key social thinkers like the rationalists, functional anthropologists have also argued. Like Spinoza and Kant try to explore the religion within the bounds of reason, seeking universal moral laws, independent revelation. And functionalists try to analyze religion function in maintaining social cohesion rather than its true value. Anthropologists try to understand through the Like what even Pitstocks talk about, it studied rationality within specific cultural contexts. Example, Ajandi witchcraft as logical internal system. So that is how it tries to understand the various aspects of key sociological thinkers, the rationalists, the functionalists, and the anthropologists. Religion is, so in summary, what we understand is the religion is a unified systems of beliefs and practices. It distinguishes between sacred and profane, it regulates emotions and builds social solidarity, and then it tries to guide through rationality and religion that have a complex, evolving rationality. So let us see now the religious practices. Before religious practices today, I want to show you one video. Again, dear, I want to listen to you. I want you to make you listen and see what we are going to review of it. Kindly check